Utilitarianism, the greatest good. Welcome back. Today, we're diving into the intriguing and often debated philosophy of utilitarianism. This ethical theory has shaped many aspects of modern thought and decision-making, so let's break it down and see what it's all about. First off, what is utilitarianism? At its core, utilitarianism is a moral philosophy that suggests that the best action is the one that maximizes overall happiness or utility. The idea is pretty straightforward. Actions are right if they benefit the majority and wrong if they cause more harm than good. It's all about the greatest good for the greatest number. The origins of utilitarianism can be traced back to the works of Jeremy Bentham and John Stuart Mill, two influential philosophers from the 18th and 19th centuries. Bentham is often credited as the founder of utilitarianism. He introduced the concept of the greatest happiness principle, which posits that the most ethical choice is the one that will produce the most happiness and reduce the most suffering. Bentham even devised a way to calculate this, called the felicific calculus, where one could theoretically measure the pleasure and pain generated by different actions to determine the best course of action. He considered factors like intensity, duration, certainty, and proximity of the pleasure or pain. John Stuart Mill, a student of Bentham, expanded on these ideas. He made a key distinction between different types of pleasures, arguing that intellectual and moral pleasures, like reading a good book or helping others, are superior to mere physical pleasures, like eating or drinking. Mill's version of utilitarianism is sometimes called rule utilitarianism, because it suggests we should follow rules that generally promote the greatest happiness. So, how does this all play out in real life? Let's consider a common example. Imagine you're driving and see a pedestrian about to cross the road. You have to make a quick decision. Swerving might put you and your passengers at risk, but continuing straight could harm the pedestrian. Utilitarianism would advise you to choose the action that minimizes harm and maximizes happiness for the greatest number of people involved. Another example is in public policy. Governments often use utilitarian principles when making decisions about healthcare, education, and other public services. For instance, a government might allocate resources to healthcare programs that benefit the largest number of people, even if it means not everyone gets the same level of care. The idea is to maximize overall well-being. However, utilitarianism isn't without its critics. One major criticism is that it can justify actions that seem morally wrong if they result in greater overall happiness. For example, if lying or stealing could somehow lead to a greater good, utilitarianism might suggest it's the right thing to do. This can lead to ethical dilemmas where individual rights and justice might be compromised for the sake of the majority. Another issue is the difficulty in accurately measuring and comparing different people's happiness and suffering. What makes one person happy might not have the same effect on another. Plus, predicting the outcomes of our actions is not always straightforward, making the practical application of utilitarianism challenging. Despite these criticisms, utilitarianism remains a powerful and influential theory. It encourages us to think beyond our immediate interests and consider the broader impact of our actions on others. In a world where our choices can have far-reaching consequences, this perspective can be incredibly valuable. I hope this exploration of utilitarianism has given you a clearer understanding of this fascinating philosophy. Whether you agree with it or not, it's a useful tool for thinking about ethics and decision-making in a complex world. Thanks for watching. Thank you for joining us. If you have any suggestions for future videos, let me know in the comments below. Until next time, think about the greater good, and I'll see you in the next video.